We're going to move right into questioning. Mr. Shipley, you're up first, please, for 6 minutes.
Thank you, Minister, and hopefully that excitement continues for the next hour. Thank you, Chair, and to all the witnesses and Minister for being here this morning. Minister, I'll start off with you, please. Canadians and victims of crimes are outraged that you and your government, without consultation with victims, families, has allowed the likes of Paul Bernardo, Luka Magnotta, Michael Rafferty, and Russell Williams, some of our worst offenders in Canadian history, to live out their days comfortably in medium security prison. Why are you and your government putting the rights of violent, heinous offenders ahead of the rights of victims?
Mr. Chair, through you to Mr. Shipley, thank you for the question. Obviously, the concerns of victims and the rights of victims are at the center of every action our government would take in this most difficult space. My colleagues will know very well that the decision around the transfers of individual inmates, there are 13,500 approximately people serving time in federal penitentiaries. The transfer of these inmates is made by independent professional public servants on a series of criteria, the most important of which, of course, is community safety. The Correctional Service always works with identified victims in these circumstances, and I have faith that they will make the right decisions, including to keep, obviously, communities safe when these transfers happen.
Minister, with all due respect, your government sets the policies and directives that allow for violent offenders to be downgraded from maximum security prisons. The Canadian correction system is your responsibility, and you must take responsibility for this failure and answer to Canadians. Do you have anything to add to that?
The transfer of inmates from, as I said, maximum, for example, to medium security institutions is something that's gone on for a long time. I think it's instructive to note, Mr. Chair, that the highest number of these transfers from maximum to medium security occurred in 2012, 2013, when 291 inmates were transferred. And in 2013, 2014, 319 of these offenders were transferred. So this is not new, Mr. Chair, that the Correctional Service, in their professional judgment, applying criteria, the most important of which, of course, is community safety, makes these decisions. And I think it's a bit disingenuous to pretend that this is something new, or to pretend that an elected minister should be the one deciding where individual inmates serve their sentences in the federal system.
Thank you, Minister. I believe the past is the past, and we're here to make new legislations and move forward. People are concerned nowadays, and I don't understand the laughter. This is a very serious issue. Minister, members on your side are laughing over this issue. Canadians are upset. Minister, we know that the costly carbon tax is negatively impacting the budgets of police services, particularly due to the increased cost of heating and fueling policing facilities, detachments, and vehicle fleets. Millions of taxpayer dollars a year are being spent on the carbon tax instead of stopping crime. Will you send a clear message of support to our hardworking police officers across the country and spike the hike on April 1st?
It may come as a surprise to you, Mr. Chair, but I support our government's carbon pricing regime. I think it invests, puts more money into the pockets of 8 out of 10 Canadians, as we know well. My colleague uses the line spike the hike. We'll hear it probably later today in question period. I would expect a number of times, so it's good to start the day with that phrase very early in the morning. But I think Canadians expect, including people who work for police services, you somehow made the bridge from budgets of police officers to climate change to carbon pricing. I would assume that the men and women who serve in national security and police organizations across the country are also concerned about climate change. In many cases, these people are on the front lines of some of the most dangerous events caused by climate change. So I have every confidence they understand that the government is pursuing an appropriate course of action.